NBA playoffs are here. Surprisingly, Lakers didn't make it. Beaten up by the Nuggets. I'm shocked. You know, I mean, Lakers are just probably in my head one of the best teams in the NBA. But 2 years in a row, got kicked out.
They just get so much hate wearing that purple and gold. Just get so much hate off the bat. And then you add LeBron in the mix. Hate on top of hate.
Right.
But I'm surprised the whole season, they never really separated themselves as a true contender. But I never expected them to because, you know, they're LeBron, they're AD, they're getting it together. And I just feel like with LeBron on your team, you have a switch you can turn on and turn in and off. And earlier in his career, he could. But early in his career, I think he had a little bit more help. He had some dogs on his team. Anthony Davis just tad bit soft. D'Angelo Russell, he's a very selfish player. He always has been. So just they didn't have the magic.
Right. I mean, Nuggets, though, they were on fire. They're coming in strong, too. I mean, who you got for the NBA Finals?
Well, I think the Nuggets were originally picked to repeat. And as of right now, the predictions are the Boston Celtics. And the Boston Celtics are a damn good team. It just seems like every time they get to playoffs, they go to champ. It's the opposite. They turn it off.
Yeah, they're in the East. I mean, they are coming out. They are going to be in the finals. Celtics for sure. I mean, they got to.
I don't know. Celtics Knicks looks like a good semifinals matchup.
I don't think so. I mean, I hear you, but I think it's Celtics on that side. I think everything you want to watch championship right now, it's every game that's going on.
Right.
They're all good teams.
Yeah.
You can't say that about the East. I think the West is stacked.
Let me ask you, both y'all, because I know you said you mentioned Dallas earlier. Who do you think is going to come from Dallas and Oklahoma?
Oh, Dallas. Dallas got it.
I'd say Oklahoma.
I think Oklahoma City's got it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know Dallas looks hungry.
And that's a built team. That's not a bought team. That is a built team.
Yeah.
A young
built team. They got Shea Gilgeous-Alexander for a, 35-year-old? No, he was 34, 33. Paul George at the time.
Oh, yeah.
So he could team up with Kawhi Leonard. And now, you know, James Harden made his way out there. You're a big James Harden fan, right? You were singing his praises when we were at the game.
You know how I feel about those guys. I'm happy when he loses.
You know, at this point in his career, I don't see many wins coming.
Yeah.
That window's closing.
You got two teams.
Kobe, not to cut you off, Kobe called this. Kobe called this.
Yep.
I don't know if you saw it probably 10, 12 years back. Kobe said James Harden will never win an NBA championship. The way he plays, he is built for him and not for we, and he will never win a championship. And at the time, I'm like, of course, it was before Kobe's passing, right?
Right.
I was like, I think Kobe might have a little bit of just negativity in him about making that statement. And it hurt James Harden because James Harden is from LA.
Okay.
So he grew up a Kobe fan.
Okay.
And then him and Kobe got in, they started headbutting Kobe's last few years in the league when they would play against each other because Harden was just taking over the NBA. And he said he will never win a championship. He plays too selfishly. And I was like, this was at the time when I was like, we were, you know, predicted to be in the championship year after year.
Right,
and I
right,
said,
right.
Kobe's just got a little bit of hate in him. James Harden's going to show him how wrong he is. But
And did he?
No,
he never did.
He
Never
proved him
did.
exactly what he was. He's selfish.
Yep.
That is the reason why that was hard to root for the Rockets when you got a player like that.
Yeah.
And that's I'm just not a fan.
I mean, you have two teams, though, that are surprisingly out of the playoffs, the Lakers and the Warriors. The teams that won rings for years.
both older teams.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
It's the change of the guards right now.
Yeah.
It's the young stars. I mean, Jokic, I don't know, 26 maybe?
And he's
young.
Yeah.
The Thunder, Shea Gilgeous, he's young. They got Josh Giddey. Different topic there. And then they have Chet Holmgren, second year. And then you have the Timberwolves. Man, my favorite player right now.
Edwards?
Anthony Edwards.
Yeah.
That's what I mean when I say Anthony Davis isn't a dog.
Yeah.
That's a dog right there.
Yeah. He didn't do good last night, though.
He didn't, but he's that team right now.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
So I'm rooting for him. I am rooting for him to storm on back. When they went up 2-0 against the Nuggets, I said, it's just up from here.
Yeah. And then no.
No, it hasn't been
The
yet.
Joker turned it on.
We'll see, though.
I mean, he did.
Yep.
I mean, that guy, he's like 22 years old.
Yeah.
That is a man child out there.
He's freaking huge.
Yes.
Shooting threes. I mean, the dude, yeah.
That's a strong, massive man.
Yeah, it's pretty. He's
I mean, you were talking about age. LeBron's 39. Last year of his NBA contract. What do you see the future for him?
So it's an option year for him.
Option year for him, yeah.
So it's a player option. So he can decline or accept. And I think it's a $51 million option.
Yeah.
Off the bat, that's $51 million is hard to turn down when you're LeBron. It's not that hard of a decision.
Yeah. Must be nice.
Yeah.
Pedro money right there.
Pedro would be accepting that option. But no, I mean, I think we were talking about it before we started tonight. I think he's got 2 years left.
Yeah.
If we're really, really, really lucky, we got 3. And I say if we're lucky because all the hate LeBron gets, he is a generational talent. He is the best basketball player to ever play this game. Period.
You think so?
Yes.
The best.
The best to ever play this game.
Better than Michael Jordan.
Yes.
Really?
And there is only one debate to say, oh, it's not. Michael Jordan has 6 rings. LeBron has 4. But if that's all we're basing off of, Robert Horry has 7. So what are we saying? Bill Russell has 11.
I don't know, man. He had a killer instinct, and he took him 3 and then 3. I mean, the only reason why he missed one because he wanted to go play baseball.
He didn't want to go play baseball. He had a gambling debt.
Yeah, whatever. I'm just saying. I mean, that's the reason why he didn't have another one because he was dominating.
Yeah,
he was dominating. Right? I mean, he dominated the league every year.
So you don't think LeBron's the best player to ever play this game?
I'm not gonna. I don't know if he's the best. He's definitely one of the best. I mean, one of the top 2. You know, so I don't know 3. I liked Kobe too, man.
Like Drake said, he's top 2 and he's not 2.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you know, Kobe to me was one of the best players too. I mean, that dude, he really had so much skill out there. I mean, he really did. Yeah. He was a great player to watch. And I wasn't crazy about his attitude per se, but that dude, he wasn't
selfish on the court.
No,
I mean, I saw one of his games in person, and I mean, he had the whole team playing. You know,
Kobe?
He wasn't selfish.
Kobe?
Yeah,
Kobe.
That was one game I watched in person.
I mean, he was a different kind of character. I mean, he really was.
You loved him or you hated him.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
But he was a great player. I mean, he played defense, offense. I mean, he was just
the work ethic was second to none.
Yep. Right. And that's why it's like, I mean, I know people always like want to say Michael, you know, and I don't know why not Kobe, because Kobe was one of the best. I mean, really, there's not very many players like those 3 guys right there.
LeBron is in his 21st season, 39 years old, and I believe he averaged 27 this year.
Yeah, I mean, dude still plays. Yeah. I mean, he still balls.
If you look at his trajectory, that, you know, you hit 33, 35, that trajectory going down has never happened to him. It might not still be going up, but when you're so far up there, you can't go up. If you can just maintain that,
right? Yeah.
He has maintained the top player in this league for 18 years.
For sure.
19.
For sure.
That's hard to argue with.
For sure. I mean, I think he should have won more championships by now. That's the only thing. I don't know what the deal is about it. I don't know if it's, you know, if it's too much LeBron in his head and, you know, you hear the coach firing and, you know, or hiring just because of him. And maybe because you also had, you know, Phil Jackson for Michael Jordan, right? I mean, and that one of the best coaches ever, right? So, I mean, if
I think that's what separated, that if there is a separation between LeBron and Michael Jordan, it is that Phil Jackson was a very strong-minded, strong-willed coach who could tell MJ to sit down and shut up, right? And LeBron has never wanted to play for a coach like that.
Right.
LeBron wants to play for a coach that he can tell to sit down and shut up.
Right.
And if you put like a Rudy Tomjanovich with
there you go.
LeBron, I think he has 7, 8 championships.
Yeah, and that could be that. I mean, that could be the issue. I mean, it really could. Because I mean, it's not just about LeBron or Michael on a team. You got to play as a team. And if you keep firing coaches, the rest of the team kind of
and
suffers.
how they were able to keep them together for so long. I mean, Kukoc, yep,
Mm-hmm.
Steve Kerr, Scottie Pippen, of course. I mean, they just stayed together for year after year. When now we're in the movement of join the big 3 somewhere, join a big team somewhere.
I didn't like that.
And all the players joining are 35-year-olds, 36-year-olds, and it's like you're bringing these big names, but you're not what you used to be, and putting that together, you're not getting a championship out of it. Like, go back 5 years and say you have a starting lineup that consists of James Harden, Kawhi Leonard, and Paul George.
Yeah.
You know how? Russell Westbrook coming off your bench.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Do you know how dominant of a team that
Throw
sounds?
Curry in there as well.
No. He's talking about on the same team.
On the same team.
He's talking about on the same
The LA
team.
Clippers.
Yeah, that's on the same team right now.
That just sounds like a walk show.
Right.
And they lost in the first round.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that just chasing the ring, it's not getting it.
Yeah.
And that's what makes you root more for teams like Oklahoma City, who they got all that through draft capital.
Yeah.
That's all in-house. They traded for SGA. Everyone else was drafted. The Timberwolves, they drafted Karl Anthony Towns. They drafted Anthony Edwards. They did what they had to do to bring in Rudy Gobert, which, he gets a lot of hate at the same time. But they're building the teams instead of just ring chasing, and that makes you root for them teams because there's not many ring chasing teams in the playoffs right now.
Yeah.
Like Milwaukee, they were a ring chasing team. Why do you think Damian Lillard went to Milwaukee, where he's openly said, like, yeah, I don't like leaving my apartment because there's nothing to do out here. He went chasing a ring.
Yeah, of course.
And he went home in the first round.
Yeah.
It's I think it's shifting right now. Younger players' time is now.
Maybe with the Thunder for sure. I mean, super young.
They're built for long haul.
Yeah, they are.
But, let me cut you off.
Go.
The Thunder did this before.
Well, with Russell
Westbrook, James Harden, Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
And they couldn't keep it together.
Yeah.
So if they learn from that, and I think it all came down to opening their checkbook. And if they have learned from those mistakes and are able to open their checkbook, then they can do it again. But shout out to that general manager, because he has something that he sees in his.
He knows how to pick them.
Yes.
Yeah, he does.
Yes. But go ahead.
And that's why Pedro's our fucking basketball PFC over here.
Yeah, right. No doubt.
That's amazing.
Wait, did we pick? Who do we think?
Yeah. Who you got?
I'm gonna go Nuggets. I think Nuggets. It's gonna be Nuggets and Celtics. Is where I figured.
So I think it's gonna be Nuggets and Celtics as well. I am rooting for the Timberwolves though. 100%.
Okay.
If they make it, I'm all for. I'm rooting for the Knicks too.
Okay.
There's nobody in the playoffs right now to root against.
Okay.
I'm rooting for them all, but I would like to see the Timberwolves do something.
Okay. I got the Dallas Mavs.
Yeah, I like them too.
Supporting the Texas team that's right up that road.
Mm-hmm.
That's why you root against them, because they're not a Houston.
Well, Houston's out, so you got to root for something in Texas.
So if Texans go home, you're rooting for the Cowboys?
Oh, hell no.
Slow down.
Hell no.
That's not the same.
Same thing.
That's not the same.
Literally the same thing.
You're the basketball
Astros go home, y'all rooting for the Rangers?
That's not the same though.
It's the same thing.
I like
They're
the
literally
owner.
all in
I
Dallas.
like the owner. I'm not a
Jerry Jones?
Really?
Hey, he's not the owner no more. He sold.
Did he?
Yes.
When did that happen?
This season.
What?
I do not
He sold
remember
to the
seeing
Las
that.
Vegas hotel group.
No
crap.
No,
I did
I
not
don't
know
remember.
that.
He's a
seeing that.
minority, or I don't know if he's a minority owner or just a minority stakeholder still, and he oversees basketball operations still, but he sold.
Breaking news.
Interesting. Yeah, seriously, I did not
news
know
to
that.
me. I didn't know that.
That's
I really
crazy.
didn't. That's
Early
crazy.
this season.
Oh,
Man.
I didn't know that.
Okay,
Interesting.
wow.
Okay.
All right. I
But
mean,
I
we're
wasn't
talking about.
I wasn't talking about the Cowboys, so you know that.
You were talking about young. The guys starting off young.
Yeah.
I mean, you got Bronny James now. Son of
There you
LeBron
go.
James, coming into the NBA draft.
See. It's perfect wording. You just chose to say that because he literally had a press conference yesterday, right?
Yep.
Where he said, "I want to be known as Bronny James. I don't want to be known as LeBron James' son."
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
So perfect. You said that.
Here's the thing, though.
Yeah.
But that microphone was in his face because he was LeBron James' son.
Oh, no doubt.
Exactly.
But go ahead.
Exactly. Well, I mean, that's the point. And that was on ESPN today. I was at the gym on the treadmill, and they were talking about that. Like, the only reason why he's at the draft is because he's LeBron James' son. Not because he's a good basketball player, not because of anything else, because he's LeBron James' son. So it makes you think, like, is he really, people really scouting him and people really wanting him for his skill of basketball and what he can do on the court for their team, or just because he's LeBron James' son?
I don't think he's a bad player. I don't think he's going to be. I think he's a role. I mean,
He's just not ready, is what he's not.
Even I don't think what is he? 6'1", 6'2"?
Did y'all see that?
Mhm.
He's been listed as 6'4" his entire career.
But he's
or
like 6'1" or
he's
something.
6'1". He measured 6'1" at the combine. That's a big deal.
Yeah, I mean, so he's not a big guy. That means he's going to be playing point, right? I don't know how well he handles the ball. I mean, he was averaging. He doesn't even have a full season in college. He averaged
4.8 off the bench.
He's
at
I don't-
USC, who
I could-
wasn't a contending team. So if
Right.
he wasn't starting there, what really gives you the idea you're ready for the NBA?
Yeah, I mean, obviously the only reason why anybody's talking about it is because he's LeBron James' kid, right?
Right.
I mean, if not, then
Bronny is short for LeBron, so he's LeBron James Jr.
he's a junior.
Yep.
He's junior. But yeah, I don't. It is maybe maybe he gets picked by a team and that would be the reason his dad would leave the Lakers to go to whatever team that may be. But the Lakers do have pick 17 possibly, unless the Pelicans take it. So, but if they do, if they keep it, maybe the Lakers pick him at 17 just to keep him on the team.
Did we ever get an answer of do we think LeBron's opting out or staying?
It depends. If the Lakers pick him, he stays there.
I think he's.
All right.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think he's staying
I
there.
think
The option period, the player option deadline is before the draft, right?
I think you might be right. I guess it depends on.
I think LeBron wants to opt out. I think LeBron's going to opt out before, and that'll give him
Interesting. Yeah, you're right.
the ability to single-handedly decide where he wants to go. There's no team that's not going to answer if LeBron calls.
Do you think he's going to play with the Sun? Whatever team his son picks, you think he's going to play with the Sun?
So on his podcast, Uninterrupted,
Okay.
LeBron, a few months ago, he said his number one goal and reason for still playing was he wants to play with his son.
I think that's the reason why his son's even coming out right now.
Interesting.
But just this week, I don't know if it was Rich Paul or someone from his camp, said that is no longer a priority or a deciding factor in LeBron's future.
Yeah, sure. Then why is this kid who only had a partial season decide he's going to come play in the NBA? That just doesn't make sense for anybody.
He's trying to make a name for himself.
Who?
Bronny. He's trying to make a name. He's trying to make.
By what? Going sitting on a bench somewhere? That's not making a name. If you go,
and wherever he goes, he's going to G League.
Yeah,
he's going to G League for any team he goes to.
So if he actually went out and actually played another season somewhere and did really well, then maybe he could come out and be, oh yeah, look, here we go. I don't think you'll ever get that for that guy. I think he's going to be a role player. I think he's going to play in the league, but he's not going to be LeBron James.
My brother-in-law gave me this comparison. It's a great one. Buddy Hield.
Okay,
that's who he's going to be. A 3-and-D. He's a 3-point shooter in the open.
Yeah.
He's a hard defensive player, but a 3-and-D isn't a point guard. A 3-and-D is a 2 or a 3. Right. And being listed at 6'1", you're an automatic point guard.
Yeah,
so
I know.
Here's my conspiracy theory. LeBron's opting out.
Here we go.
Cleveland Cavaliers are going to draft Bronny. LeBron James is returning to Cleveland, and he's going to play 2 more seasons. The Cavaliers, we didn't mention them. The Cavaliers are in the playoffs right now.
Yeah.
And the Cavaliers are in the playoffs, primarily Donovan Mitchell. And they're thinking he's probably going to leave. And they said he wants to go to the Knicks, but according to Stephen A. Smith, everybody wants to go to the Knicks, right? They never do. So what would make Donovan Mitchell want to re-sign with the Cavaliers? LeBron coming.
Yeah.
What would make LeBron want to sign there? They're drafting his son. Well, where is a better place to retire than talk about Conor McGregor's last fight in Dublin?
Yep.
Yeah.
Who don't want to take your last ride? And kid from Akron.
I mean, I get it. It'd be interesting if it does.
I'm really paying attention to what you're saying right now, and viewers, you should be too, because this man right here. You go back to what episode 2?
Oh, here we go.
Episode 2, and all the viewers are gonna be like scrambling now to go to episode 2.
He picked a Super Bowl team.
He was right. 100% on the Super Bowl, and the Super Bowl winner for this year's Super Bowl.
Kid from Tyler, Texas.
He was right. So you're telling me LeBron's not going to go with the Lakers. He's going to go with the Cavs. His son's going to go with the Cavs, play there for 2 more years, and then retire.
Yes.
I'll be honest with you, man. When we go to Vegas, if there was a betting pool for exactly what you said, I would go
that's
got to
be a 1 to 17 million.
Because
I know.
I mean, it makes sense. And you're already right about the Super Bowl. What we had was wild card season, and he already claimed the 49ers and Chiefs are going to the Super Bowl. We had about eight teams playing. 8 to 10, and you already.
This guy's been a hater.
Yeah, and then the guys who've been winning every freaking year.
And then you pick the Chiefs to win.
You just picked
Okay,
come on,
hold
you
on
know?
here. So, well, they only won last year. Don't say they've been dominating every year. They won last year, and they're looking good this year. So, I mean,
Yeah.
Easy pick.
yeah. So, but okay, the thing with the
Give me the
Cavs,
Ravens.
hey, they looked good. It wasn't like it was a blowout by any means. But with the Cavs, you said they have first pick, right? So what it was? What
Atlanta Hawks have first pick.
Hawks. Where do they pick them? Where do the Cavs pick?
I want to say they're bottom 15.
Bottom 15.
And that makes sense for a Bronny pick.
Yeah, that'd be
Bronny's not a first round player.
No, he's not.
But it still it makes sense for a Bronny pick. From a business standpoint, which at the end of the day, basketball is business.
It just
more tickets and more money.
It just
Simple as
depends
that.
on what players there. I mean, because I get it. You get LeBron, and yeah, that would be great for the next couple of years. I mean, and if that's all you hope for is just a couple of years, and then what? Then you're stuck with Bronny and
if that couple of years brings you LeBron James,
is
that couple of years not worth it?
No, I know. I mean, yeah, I guess it depends on what you're playing for, right? Because I mean, does he bring you a championship? He can do it with the Lakers.
LeBron James can help bring Cleveland another championship.
You think so?
100%. They are in the playoff. They're in the second round of the playoffs with Donovan Mitchell.
It's in the East, so I don't know.
Jared Allen. Yes.
Yeah, and it's because it's in the East. But again, they still have to play good players, good teams. Yes, I don't know.
I mean, like you said, though,
make it to the finals.
It's all about making money. It's all about making money, selling seats.
Can you imagine the G League stands every time Bronny goes out there?
Until they realize all he's doing is playing and coming off the pine, and then people are like, all right.
They realized that at USC. And
for a half a season.
They didn't stop filling up the stadium.
Yeah, I mean,
20 million already Conor McGregor has made off UFC 303.
That was a swing.
20 million, the highest UFC fight cost ever. Love him or hate him. And you know, it's so funny because like you said, and if you ever read The Laws of Attraction, it's actually a great book. Exactly what you guys are talking about right now. He's known. He's a known player. He may not be that good, but he's a known player.
Who?
Bronny. Okay.
He is not.
No, he's not a known player, but he's known. People know who he is.
Yeah, but that's different. You're talking about Conor. Conor's done something. I mean, and Bronny's not. Bronny's now living off his dad's name, and I hear what you're saying, but that's not the same.
People are still going to follow that. People are still going to follow that. To a certain extent
until they go, this dude ain't doing anything. At least when you go see Conor, he's doing something. I mean, this one is like, put him in the game. Put him in the game. I mean, what else are you going to do? I mean, other than that, it's like, oh, there he goes. Oh, he took him out again.
It's fun. It's funny how Bleacher Report and ESPN is showing Bronny highlights all over, right?
Yeah.
And it's the same couple of reels.
Yeah.
Because that's all they have. So they said, one of the captions said, Bronny cooked up today, right? So they showed, there was like 7 slides, and they were the same 2 or 3 plays from different angles. And his stat line was 4 points, 2 rebounds.
Solid. So he's averaging what he did in college.
Someone
pretty good.
Consistent, right?
Yeah, consistent.
Someone commented and was like, if this guy's name was Jake John,
right,
he would not be on TV right now.
No,
not at all. Not at all.
We wouldn't hear nothing about him.
Yep.
But Bronny James, and should he be number 1 pick? Like, come on.
And that's why, that's why I'm interested in what you're about to say, what your bet is for this, your prediction.
Yeah.
Because you're just talking about, hey, it was on the ESPN today as well. People need to have him have his own name. But if LeBron goes on the same team as him, his name's going to wipe out. People are just going to look at LeBron. They don't care about his son. His son will just be in the bleachers. No one would really care anymore. He would disappear. And LeBron would just be, LeBron's back with the Cavs. Great. That would be the main headline. And
LeBron is making Austin Reeves look good.
So
I think he can make Bronny James look good.
Until he leaves. 2 years.
I mean,
LeBron was LeBron, man. And the reason why we talk about LeBron, that dude was, people were talking about him when a man playing against boys when he was in high school. Yeah. He was just a different, ain't nobody talking about Bronny James like that.
No.
So, I mean, yeah, maybe his dad makes him look good.
And then when he came out, he was 6'1". I mean, his dad is physically gifted, a 6'8", 265-pound man.
Yeah.
The chosen one.
Right.
And he's 6'1". I mean,
it's not going to be the same. But I mean, hey, yeah, I mean, you're right. Obviously, there's hype. Everybody's talking about him, and he's literally just a regular role player. So,
on topic but off. Are you guys following WNBA at all?
No,
exactly. No one does, right? But it's the change is happening right now. Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese, Cardozo. She's from Brazil.
I mean, I've heard her name. I've seen her name
Cameron
across
Brink
ESPN
from
and everything
Stanford.
like
Like, I couldn't tell you the last time I could name one of these people.
Okay.
One of these, you know, a
It's probably-
women's player.
Probably before your time.
Diana Taurasi was the last player I could name.
Before your time,
Had a
you know,
crush on her.
Houston used to have a really dominant team, and then they
Cynthia Cooper,
there you go.
Cheryl Swoops.
Yeah, they got exactly, and then they just gone, just like that.
Well, all of a sudden, the Caitlin effect.
Yeah, maybe.
They're getting chartered flights all year.
That's amazing.
They've never had that.
Wow.
They've
Sheesh.
never had that.
I've heard that. I'm curious how it actually plays out. I don't know.
I think it's good for women's sports.
Yeah,
For sure.
And if they brought a Houston team back, I would go see a few games.
I'm down. Heck
Sure,
yeah.
why not?
Sure, why not? Right?
Sure, why not? I'll go. I mean, sure, why not? I
I mean,
mean,
sports is
yeah.
sports to me. I mean, I just, sitting back, grabbing a drink, watching sports. I mean, yeah.
Sports.
Sports.
This dude. Yeah, for
LeBron
sure.
James.
No. I'm with you, and I actually, because of her, saw some of the college girls games, so I thought that was, maybe she's gonna bring some. I mean, she didn't do much. I think she played last night. I don't think it was,
I heard she had a bad first game.
yeah,
I didn't see
but
it.
I mean,
Ariel told me.
yeah, we'll see what happens. So I'm
I
really
think she'll be
curious.
okay.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, first game jitters, everything else.
Everything, yep.
So,
Parents were there.
yeah, so that's good.